Yo, what's up? We're back. Alliance Weight Gear Guide review for 2022. That's right, we've got the Ronix Flyweight Skimmer in front of us. Let's dive into it. Okay, so this is a pro skim style board that Ronix has come out with. This thing is super lightweight. We've got a nice surf foam core in here, so you know it's light and you got a lot of feeling behind it. This is definitely gonna be a board for somebody that is a true skimboard rider, because this board is not made for a beginner. You know, it's obviously gonna be pretty fragile with the construction, but it's also gonna be really light because of that. And you're gonna have a lot of control underneath your feet. And you know, with that lightness comes more pop, becomes harder turns, quicker turns. So if you're definitely gonna level up your riding stepping on something like this. Let's kind of talk about the shape here. Like I said, we've got some really sharp rails running along the board. So you get a lot of grip if you're not running the fin. It does come with a fin option in the back. If you want to pop that puppy in, you can pop it out. It is toolless, so it's super easy for that thing to go in and out. We do have a little rocker in the tail. Obviously you have some in the nose, so you're not dunking that nose on tricks. But say you're landing switch or something like that, you do have a little bit of rocker just to give yourself a little more leniency and not dig that tail in when you're landing switch or doing threes or whatever you're wanting to do. It just gives you a little bit more freedom to do so. This is such a light board and it's very thin, so it is gonna sit a little bit deeper in the water, but like I said, I think that's gonna help you. You're able to really dig that board in, dig the rail into the board and get those nice deep carbs and have a lot more control of the board. If the board's too buoyant, it's just really gonna be fast and skating in the water to where you're gonna slip out a lot, but I feel like this board stuck in the wave real nice for me. This board is definitely kind of like a minimalistic type board. There's not too much going on, and I like that because sometimes simple works better. You've got a nice simple soft good surf core, but you've got also this pad on here. It's nice and thin. It's nothing crazy going on. You get the traction, but you're not too high off the board to where you can't feel that board underneath your feet. The size that we got to jump on was the 4.5. It also comes in a 4.2 and a 4.8 as well. So depending on your size, you can pick the right board for you. I definitely didn't struggle staying in the wave on this board. I think the 4.5 was good for me. I'm 6'2", 180. To give you a little perspective there. So if you're trying to figure out what size, hopefully that can help you guys out. I will say that this board is just a very performance driven board. So if you're looking for a high-end skim board, this is going to be one of those options. Let's jump into these categories and really dial in where this board stacks up. So the first category we check out is stays and wave. And when we do this, we go 1 through 10 on the scale. 1 meaning you're struggling to stay in the wave, and 10 meaning you're flying into the boat super fast. And this board right here stacks at a 6 on the scale. So you've got a pretty fast board, but like I said, there's not too much going on to where it's really thin and it sits deeper in the water, which is good for when you want to have really good control of the board. So you got to kind of give and take, but I give it a 6 because it's definitely staying in the wave easy. You're not falling out the back. That would be more of like a 2, 3, 4 area. So the 6 is nice, you got the speed, but you can definitely generate plenty of speed when you start pumping down that wave. The next category we check out is carving. We go 1 through 10 with this as well. 1 meaning it's really bad, kind of out of control, hard to carve. 10 means it's carving machine, right? And this board right here does have a removable fin. I rode with the fin and I wanted to give this board an 8 on the carving scale. I think between the really sharp rail and how deep it sits in the water and that fin, I felt really locked in more than a typical skim board that I've ridden before. So I really did like that. Another category we check out is pop. We go 1 through 10 with this as well. 1 being no pop, 10 meaning to the moon kind of pop. This board right here, like I said, is really light. So 1, you're able to generate that speed. You're coming down the line. You're able to take that sharp rail and come up that wave and still hold that speed because skim boards have a lot more speed than your typical surfer. And I felt like the light board was super easy to get up and out of the water. I will say that because of that, I want to give this thing an 8 on the scale, just because the pop felt effortless. The last category we check out is the ability scale. And when we do this, we go 1 through 10 as well, but this is a little different. We go 1 for beginner and 10 for expert. So when we do this, typically if you score a board higher, I wouldn't put any beginner on it, right? So this board right here scores at a 7 on the scale. With that being said, you know, this is definitely more of a advanced to expert style board. If you're an intermediate, you could ride this board and have a good time, but I don't think I would put a beginner on this board. It's definitely not, you know, what this board's made for. This board is made for performance, right? So if you're trying to learn how to ride, you know, this is not the right board. But if you know how to ride, you can get this board and you progress all the way to that expert level on this board because it has the capability to do so. Yeah, so that wraps it up for the Ronix Flyweight Skimmer. This board is a super light, good feeling machine underneath your feet. I really was stoked on it. I think that it's sick to see a surf style construction in a skim board form. So I think that, you know, is something nice, you know, having that extra feeling underneath your feet than a typical skim board layup. You know, it's definitely something different, and I think you guys are gonna like it. And if you guys want to check out this board, you know, get a little more insight on it, maybe check out some of the other boards in their line, or possibly scoop this thing up, you can head over to ronixwake.com and check it out. Also, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. But I really want you guys to subscribe because we're gonna be coming out with more videos and we don't want you to miss out. I'm Cole, and we'll see you on the next one.